third killed, 63 were Canadians, and the Prime Minister of that country says the trouble between Iran and the U.S. was a contributing factor.
I think if there were no tensions, if there was no
Hello. The idiots on CNN. I'm only temporarily saving you from the idiots on CNN. Although, that is kind of what I do. Hey, thanks for tuning in, everybody. My name's Mike. This is my YouTube page, Mox News. Hello, UTN. And everybody else. We have the debate tonight. Oh, we got a call from Anonymous right away. Let's see. Hello, caller.
Hey, I was wondering what you suggest for an itchy, dry scalp.
There's plenty of television. Tea tree oil works great. Tea tree oil works great. Get a tea tree oil shampoo. It's great. Or a tar shampoo. Either one is excellent.
All right, I'm gonna go try that. Thank you.
Okay, thank you for calling. That's our anonymous caller. So as I was saying, I have 7 clips. Clip number 4 is fucking Tiger. But clip number 1 is Driving High. Clip number 2 is this season's flu shot isn't the right flu shot for this strain of the flu. Clip number 3 is if you speak out against the government, you just might be a domestic terrorist. Did you know that? If you speak out against this U.S. government, that you might be a domestic terrorist? Wow. I did not know that. I guess I guess they've made up their mind on me. And then clip number 5 is when does a cyber attack become an act of war? And clip number 6 is I have a Delta Airlines jet, passenger jet, dumping fuel over miles and miles and miles of Los Angeles, including an elementary school. And the clip number 7, I have a clip of I guess there's a new clip of the Iranian missile launch that took down the passenger jet 752, I believe. And hey Pete, they fired 2 missiles on that. Hello, caller. Hello, caller.
Mike.
Yes.
Hey, it's me.
Hey, how's it going?
Hey, man.
Did you have a good weekend?
Yeah, it was good. It was pretty good. Can't complain. Everything is good in my world, bro.
I'm glad to hear
These
that.
edibles, I tell you, Mike, you have changed my life with these edibles. Because I now am on a regular sleep schedule, and I wake up bright and early in the morning feeling like $1 million, and I'm $1 million at work. I'm getting promotions, Mike. I'm getting the money thrown at me now.
Congratulations, man.
The kid's on fire, baby. The kid's on fire, Mike.
Well, like I've always said, one person can have a profound effect on another person, and
Absolutely.
And I think that's a big part of what I've tried to do with my career on the YouTube. And so many people have come at me from so many different directions to say, you changed my life. I love that. So thanks, Pete. I'm glad to hear it.
Well, I'm not trying to fucking. Mike, you are the brother man. I'm not trying to fucking suck your dick or nothing. But yes, if you're an insomniac, and if you're a person like me who used to suffer from severe insomnia, let me tell you, a little bit of the Mary J. and Mary J. edibles. Make some infusions, infuse butter, coconut oil, and make some brownies and gummies. It'll change your life. A little bit of that. At night. I used to never be able to sleep, Mike. I could not sleep. It saved my life. And let me tell you, now every night I eat a handful of gummies at around 8 o'clock, and then it starts to kick in at around 10, which is about the time I'm calling you on the East Coast. So and I'm gonna be out like a light, sleeping in about 30 minutes. I'm going to feel like $1 million tomorrow morning.
Hey, Pete, I'm really glad to hear that, man. You know what? And I could hear it in your voice, Pete, when you started calling the show to where you're calling the show now. I could tell a difference. You seem more at peace. You seem more relaxed. You seem more at peace. You seem more just easy going,
It is the sweet medicine that I have needed my whole life. That I've needed to sleep at night, because I never could sleep. How I was going to sleep at night was pretty much by drinking myself to sleep. I was, which I still kind of do to a degree, but it's the edibles make it much less so. It curbs that.
Well, the edibles and the marijuana will make it so that you can kick the alcohol when you're ready too, Pete. So you know.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
I mean, I've cut my drinking in half, so far since I've started the edible habit, and as I continue to perfect my my culinary skills, I'm sure I'll get some edibles. Well, eventually I'll get to the point where I won't even need the alcohol anymore. Hopefully, that's what I'm hoping for.
Well, you don't need the alcohol now, Pete, but you still like it. So there'll be a time when that passes too. So
Well,
it'll probably be something like Thanksgiving, where you wake up the next day and you can't remember what the fuck happened, and everybody's looking at you.
I love when that happens. That's my favorite thing.
You sounded like you had a very fun Thanksgiving, Pete.
Oh boy, I can't wait till the next holiday. I gotta see everyone again. Like, hey, remember Thanksgiving? No, I don't.
Yeah. I hate it when that happens.
What I do remember was fun though.
It's-
It is what it is. Hey,
Yes.
what were you talking about? Coal tar shampoo.
Coal tar shampoo is a guy was asking about flaky scalp. I don't know. Coal tar works really good for that. Coal tar shampoo.
Coal tar shampoo.
Yeah,
Interesting.
good stuff.
Guess what, Mike?
What?
I make coal tar shampoo.
You make it?
I make it
How
at
do you-
my facility.
Oh yeah, right on. Huh, interesting.
If you put coal tar shampoo on your scalp, they probably made it at my facility,
Huh.
right here in Rhode Island.
I used to use it. I used that stuff for like 30 years, and then the brand that I was using a Neutrogena brand, and then it was called T-Gel, for tar, and then they changed the fragrance in it, and I can't use it anymore. It's just too fucking strong smelling.
Damn. Charcoal, man. Activated charcoal. Works miracles, man.
Yeah, it's gonna. I was thinking, I'm setting up the filtration setup at in my grow tent, Pete. And I was thinking that you were saying that you live in an apartment building, and so you can't grow. But you set up a nice charcoal filter, and it's not going to smell anything more like than if you got a bag, like an ounce bag of weed in your house, or you're cooking butter or something. You know?
No. I was talking about a mason jar. Sealing everything in a mason jar to get a hermetic seal.
Mm-hmm. Well, no, you were saying that you can't grow because you live in an apartment. That's what you were saying.
Yes, I can't, and
You shouldn't.
I have difficulty. I have difficulty just making edibles in my house because it.
Isn't it legal where you're at? Isn't it legal in Rhode Island?
No, it is. It's illegal. Just my neighbors get annoyed because it does.
Because they're
It
neighbors.
does, but I don't have to worry. I don't have to worry about that anymore because of my mason jar method. I'm decarboxylating and infusing all in a mason jar now.
I'm just saying that you could grow and you wouldn't have to worry about that either because you have a filter. You have a filtration system.
I don't know. I don't need to grow because I know a guy that grows. So.
Oh, good. Everyone needs to know a guy that grows.
But charcoal, as we were talking about, charcoal is activated charcoal is like the new hot thing. You know, it has so many applications and so many uses. Not only in medicine and infusion, but many applications, so many far and wide. Great.
People are eating it too, aren't they?
Mike, it's crazy. Like people are putting it in toothpaste. They're using because activated charcoal. The thing about activated charcoal is that it binds to everything. So, I'm working on a product where they're putting charcoal in a product that used to treat colic for babies because babies suffer from colic, and it's really good because the charcoal binds to anything that is going to potentially harm the baby, any toxin, anything. It just binds to it, and it's apparently really good at relieving colic. They put it in toothpaste because it's really good at cleaning people's teeth because the charcoal binds to any impurities or gunk or bullshit in your mouth. It's it's strange. It's this new thing that we're finding has a wide range of applications. So cool.
Cool. And you're working on that at your facility, huh?
Yes, we are, Mike. Yes, we are.
Right on. Well, you're on the cutting edge, Pete.
Dennison Pharmaceuticals in Lincoln, Rhode Island, baby. Check us out.
All right. Ooh, I've been waiting for that. This is my first dab today. This is my first dab.
I believe we do have a website, Dennison Pharmaceuticals, Lincoln, Rhode Island, baby. Check it out. We'll make pharmaceuticals for you the right way, and we care about people. We're a courteous, one of the few courteous CMOs out there. Check us out.
That's why Pete has to drink and cry himself to sleep every night. Hey Pete, so you think you were having trouble sleeping because of all the cocaine, or what was the problem for sleeping? I mean, other than not eating enough cannabis, how come you can't sleep at night?
Well, certainly not cocaine, Michael. Okay.
Okay.
I don't know where you're getting that from. I don't know. I think it's just from being young and being rambunctious. I'm a young buck, Michael. I'm young and full of energy. So, it's tough for me to fall asleep.
Huh.
If my work schedule was, and, there's all this scientific data to indicate, young people don't like to fall asleep early. We fall asleep later. So I don't know. And our work schedule tells us we got to wake up at 6 o'clock in the morning. So
all right. So young people are like at midnight. They're going, time to party, and you have to go to sleep because you got to get up at 5 a.m. or whatever.
Yes, that's what I'm trying to say. Maybe a lot of young people don't share this opinion, but that's how I feel. Whatever. I get up every day and kill it, so it doesn't matter. All I do is win, no matter what.
Hey Pete, what's going on with my song?
Your song?
Yeah, you're supposed to be writing me a song, Pete.
Well, I'm gonna post it on the new Drunk Pete YouTube channel that's coming out pretty soon.
All right, you're supposed to write me a theme song for the opening of the show, man. Don't you remember?
No, I don't.
Okay, never mind.
Not until now.
Never mind. It's not important. Clearly, never mind. I'll find someone that is important to. Someone that likes an opportunity.
Michael.
Yes, Pete.
The new Drunk Pete YouTube channel is coming out. Okay.
It's gonna be full of like cocktail recipes or.
Oh, we're covering this. We're covering the new Mike song. We're covering edible infusions. Coconut oil infusion videos. Those are coming down the pipe.
Shouldn't it be Stoner Pete then?
We're gonna do gummy videos.
Shouldn't it be Stoner Pete? Shouldn't it be Stoner Pete instead of Drunk Pete?
Drunk Pete, baby.
Huh.
The DP. It's your boy DP.
All right. I know you guys. I know how you guys are about the DP.
Well, it should be. It should be. Addict Pete. That really should be my name.
Junkie Pete.
Yes, Junkie Pete. JP. It's your boy JP coming at you with whatever you need. You need weed, alcohol, crack cocaine in your veins in your nose, however you want it. You ask your boy JP, I'll get at you.
I got it all, baby.
I'm your boy. I got it.
So, are you watching the debate, Pete?
No, I'm not.
You're not missing
I'm not,
anything.
unless Tulsi's there.
Yeah, I hear you, man. What's the point, right?
There is no point.
What's the point without Tulsi? Except for Bernie might pick her for his fucking VP, which would be awesome. Then we'd be talking some real shit, man. If Bernie Sanders picks Tulsi Gabbard to be his vice presidential running mate, the shit is on for reals.
Hey, he might do it. That would be nice.
She supported him when he was on the outs with the Democratic Party. You know, they got a history.
Well, Bernie seems to be gaining a lot of attention right now. I think that's great. And I hope they run with it. I think he's an okay candidate. I think he can stand up against Trump. And if he wants to run with Boner Giver Tulsi, I think that's fantastic. Woo-hoo!
Those gummies kicking in, huh, Pete?
Oh, Mike, it's been working so fantastic. I love it. You gotta try out the shit. Oh, Mike, this isn't Mike. Stop,
Pete.
Stop the horses.
Pete.
This is what I wanted to tell you, Mike. Remember earlier when you said I was talking to you about lecithin and using lecithin? Don't use lecithin. Don't use it.
I'm going
to. Yeah. If you're using water, if you mix it with like water, you can't do it.
Huh.
Only use lecithin if you're using like butter only or oil only.
Mm.
Do not
So
use it with water.
You don't put any water into the mason jar, huh?
No, I don't.
Huh. Interesting.
No, you don't. No, Mike, just pure cannabis and oil.
Yeah. Okay. Well,
Cannabis does not like water. It doesn't like water at all. Water is not going to extract cannabis.
Yeah.
From shit. That's why you don't use that. Use oil and lecithin.
Butter.
Oil and lecithin together. If you melt lecithin and oil, it'll make a nice little mixture, and then you add your weed to that. It'll extract it. Perfect, bro. Yeah, and we'll decarb your weed first, and then add it to a nice mixture of that. Bro, you'll be in heaven. Cook that shit for us. And you don't even have to go that long. You don't have to go that.
I trust you, Pete.
People
I trust you.
Go for you only have to go for 3, 4 and a half at most hours.
Okay.
It's some dope ass shit. Dope.
I believe you, Pete.
It's working for me.
Hey,
it's working for me. And there's a lot of videos on the internet too about that.
About the lecithin in the water? Or the mason jar? Or both?
No, there's not. No, there's not. There's actually people do use lecithin in a lot of their videos, but they just don't say. Well, people use a lot of different infusions, but they don't really say a lot when they like. I make my gummies this way. Blah blah blah. Look, all right. I'm gonna make a video that's gonna fucking set everyone straight. Okay?
Excellent.
I'm gonna start.
And when you make it, I want you to come here and I want you to link it in this chat room right here, so everyone can see it.
I'm gonna start the Drunk Pete YouTube channel.
Pete? Pete?
And I don't know. Maybe not that. Maybe I'll cool something else. But I'll post a video.
Good.
That
would be awesome.
And I will post my method, and it's gonna fucking blow all you guys fucking mind.
Awesome. That's what we want. Those are the kind of videos. We need more of those kind of videos.
God damn it, cocksuckers.
Okay. So what are you eating for dinner tonight, Pete?
I'm eating a nice can of Budweiser and a Cosmopolitan.
Really?
A nice tasting a Cosmo. I love a Cosmo.
You do, I know.
Good old vodka, Cointreau, lime, and cranberry. What's better than that?
Man,
Fantastic.
sounds disgusting. Oh well.
Don't judge me, Mike.
I'm not. Look, man, you're great, Pete. That's how I judge you, so you know. And I'm glad you called, and I'm glad everything's going good, and I'm really glad to hear that you're getting some sleep for a change.
When you're a jet all the way.
See, Pete,
from
you
your
have a
first
fucking song.
cigarette
Why
from
aren't you
your
singing the
last
Mox News song?
day.
Why aren't you singing the Mox News song right now, Pete? Huh?
What's the Mox News song?
The one you're supposed to be writing for me. Never mind.
Michael.
That doesn't say anything about Mox News, does it?
Michael.
Nice one. All right, Pete. On that note, it's good to hear from you.
Michael.
Have you checked out my Amazon wish list lately?
Oh, Michael, bro, what's up with them? I wanted to ask you. I'm so glad you just brought this up. I'm so glad because I remember actually. What are you laughing for?
Because I obviously touched the trigger there. Go ahead. It changed your demeanor immediately.
You're a real cocksucker, Mike. You know that?
I don't know about the cocksucker part, but I am a fucking major asshole.
So, the wish list, okay? I went on your website.
On my website.
Your whatever.
Uh-huh.
Oh my goodness! Hold on, my iPad's giving me problems. Son of a bitch! Hold on, I want to pull this up.
Didn't I do what you told me to do, Pete? Which was don't put no grandma shoes on there. Don't want to see you. You got to be walking around in some cool shoes,
I know,
man.
that's what I wanted to say because, okay, Li-Ning.
Mm-hmm.
Now, what is with the brand Li-Ning?
I don't know what's with the brand. Why? Was that a bad brand? You don't like it?
No, I just don't know why you picked this particular brand. I'm curious why.
Because they don't look. Because they don't.
Like an $80 pair of
They don't look
sneakers.
like grandma. We told me not to pick out some grandma. I'll go put grandma shoes on there, and then you can get me those, Pete. I thought that you wanted me I thought you wanted me walking around. You said go get some fucking rock star fucking sneakers like you should be wearing, and I'm like, okay.
Michael, if you want, this is what you want, my brother. I will get you these sneakers.
I just did what you told me.
I just don't understand the Li-Ning Speed 6 men basketball shoe. What you want? In pink and blue.
It looks amazing, Pete. Doesn't it look? It looks
right.
so beautiful and comfortable, doesn't it? I'm gonna wear those to every fancy dinner and party I go to. So Pete, drunk
Are you
Pete.
sure they're gonna fit you?
No, but that's the problem with buying shoes online. I hate to buy shoes online, so. But that's how everybody buys everything now. Look, Pete, you don't look, Pete. Never mind.
Bro.
It's
I'm
fine.
not gonna.
Don't worry about it, okay? Don't worry about it. It's fine. Don't worry about it, Pete. I'm serious. Don't worry about it. I just.
How about you measure the dimensions of your feet?
Uh-huh.
And then make sure that they're gonna fit this fucking shoe that is $80.
Yeah. Okay, Pete. I'll measure my feet.
You should, because if you get a fucking pair of shoes that's $80 and doesn't fit you, that sucks, doesn't it?
Yeah, that's fucking horrible. But I mean, they have, it's shipped by the Amazon, which means that you have 30 days to return them. I think it said free returns on it. So, if it doesn't fit, I can go back and get a different pair. So never mind though, okay? Never mind pink and blue giving me a hard time about my color schemes. I was just getting something fucking cool like you said. You said go find something cool. You should be walking around in cool shoes. So I was like, all right, man. We're going to find something cool. And then like now you're giving me grief about it. Like I knew this was going to happen, Pete.
Michael, if you're going to put shoes on the internet, then you have to know what size you are. Like for example, me myself, I have been like wearing Vans my whole life,
Yeah.
and I know I'm a Vans size 12. So you can order any type of Vans shoe size 12, it's gonna fit me. So I figured you were gonna do that kind of thing. Like I have a kind of shoe around this size.
Yeah.
And I can just buy it. And you're trying to buy some shoe where you don't even know what the fuck size the fuck you are. I can't do that.
It's the size I always am. All right. It's okay, Pete. I'll never mind. Like I said, it's cool, bro. It's cool. I appreciate the offer. I'll go put a pair of grandma shoes on there. It'll be cool.
Michael, I want to buy you a pair of shoes, but I want to make sure they're going to fit you, goddamn it. I don't want to do this back and forth. Oh, it doesn't quite fit.
No, it's okay. Like I said, I'll go measure and I'll look on their chart because they have like a chart and stuff. So I don't know if it had inches or whatever, but I'll go see what it says, Pete. But I just put the size shoes that I always put on there. I mean, that's the size shoes that I buy, Pete. So and they fit. But I will check it. Okay. And thank you so much for your offer. It's really fucking nice of you, and I can go put something more reasonable on there if you want. I'll go put something not so stylish on there.
Yeah, I want to help you out, bro. Yeah, I said I was going to, and I'm a man of my word. So
I know you are.
I would like to fulfill my promise. So. I just don't want to give you a gift that's not going to do you any good, you know?
Oh, okay. Well, no, it'll do me good, I promise. But I'll go measure and I'll go see what their chart says again. I would pull up the picture of it on here, but I can't get my my web page to come up on the OBS anymore. Now when I play my web page, it just looks like a blank thing. So I'm trying to get my web page up, and I could show you what it looks like. Oh, wait a second. What the hell is that? What the hell is that? Hey, I got a which web page is that? I don't know. Okay, so I got a web page. All right, so let's see. How do you spell that?
Spell what? Huh?
The shoes.
Oh, okay, hold on. Let me see.
I got it. Never mind. I'm kidding. So,
shit.
Let's see. Okay, Pete. So where's? Oh, I know. I got my fucking wish list right here. I just pulled up my wish list. There we go. There's my wish list at the bottom of the YouTube page.
Leaning speed 6.
It's not showing, but it's not. But my page isn't changing for whatever reason. It's like, the OBS is acting weird trying to get my fucking page.
Dude, you have one pair of sneakers on there that is $160.
It's $60 off. No, it has a $60 off coupon if you go to the fucking page.
Oh yeah, it does. Wow, Mike is really reaching for it.
I don't know what you're talking about, dude. What are you talking about? How much? Well, you buy Vans. You buy Vans. Okay, I gotcha. Well, I remember we used to buy Vans back in the day. They were like $10 a pair. What do they sell for now? Last time I bought a pair of Vans. Last time I bought a pair of Vans, they were $10.
They're a little bit better now. They got a little more cushion. They got the comfy cushion now, which is pretty nice. So it's a little more sportive.
It was like 1980 when I bought them. So.
Yeah, the classic skate shoe. That's what I wear. I've worn Vans my whole life. I still do.
So you love those, huh? I haven't had a pair of those forever, man. And do you think that are they okay for walking around shoes, or is it just more like an inside shoe?
Well, they just developed a new, they call it Comfy Cush. You have to buy Vans Comfy Cush, because traditionally Vans has been like it's a skateboarding shoe. It's been a shoe for skateboarders, so it's really thin sole. But recently they developed the Comfy Kush, which has like a much thicker, cushier sole that you could probably walk around in. So check it out. Yeah, it's nice. I've always liked the Vans style, and as a skateboarder myself, I've always worn Vans. I like it, but
I remember I was working. I had this job where I was going door to door as a salesman, and I was walking through the through the Midwest, going door to door, and I was wearing fucking a pair of Vans lookalikes that I bought at Kmart for like $2 or something, $5. I don't know what it was, and the people in the Midwest were just going crazy. They were like, "Oh, are those Vans? Are those Vans?" It's like, no, they're fucking whatever lookalikes at the fucking Kmart. Oh. Back in the day, the Vans were very stylish.
yeah, they always have been. They're a great shoe. I love them. I love my Vans. I always wear Vans. That's a big stoner shoe.
Yeah.
I don't know where you got the Li Ning from.
I'm just looking for shoes, dude. I don't know, man. I'm just looking for shoes. Looking for a shoe that looks like a rock star should be wearing a fucking shoe. Okay? So, that's a rock star shoe. I mean, it's clear to me that is a rock star shoe. So Pete. That's all I was doing. Following orders. That's all.
Mike, here's what you got to do.
Uh-huh.
You got to go into a mall or whatever bullshit shoe store, right? And find a shoe that you like, or a brand, whatever model.
They're not going to have Li Ning at the mall.
Whatever. Just go to whatever store. Find a shoe.
The fucking Li Ning at the fucking store, man.
No, well, you got to make sure. Have you actually gone into a store and put on a pair of Li Nings and it fit you?
No, I just look at the reviews.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So you need to go into a store and find a pair of shoes that actually fit you, and then find the exact model and the exact size.
You know what they look like? You know what they look at me when I go and start trying shoes on? They're like, "Oh, this guy's gonna try and walk out of the store with these shoes. Keep a close eye on him."
Fuck that. Everyone does that shit. I do that shit all the time. I'd be like, "Hey, I'm semi-interested in this shoe. Let me try this on. You know what? I think I'm going to go to this other store because they have a lower price. Bye, have a nice day." That's all you have to fucking do.
Yeah.
Just play it cool.
Yeah. Just play it cool.
Just figure out what size you want. Just figure out what size, model, make and model that you like, and then tell me, and put it on your wish list, and I'll fucking pay for that shit. That's what you gotta do, Mike.
You're the man, Pete.
That's what you do.
Okay,
you gotta
Pete.
play these fools. You gotta play them smooth and play them cool.
All right. So what flavor gummies are you eating?
I go with the the classic Jell-O flavor. Okay, Jell-O has a wide variety. They have the berry blue. The berry blue is my tried and true. I like that flavor. I'm actually tomorrow going to be making a batch of lemon. So
nice.
We'll see how that goes.
That's new. I like lemon. Those are my favorite. Those are my favorite gummies. Are lemon and cherry, sour cherry.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm very skeptical about adding a lot of people are like, "Hey, make them sour. Do like some Sour Patch Kids type gummies." But I think making them sour actually affects the potency because you're adding citric acid, and acid actually is not good. acid may actually make your gummies less potent over time. So I don't recommend that. Unless you're going to make a batch of gummies that everyone's going to like make and eat right away, then it's okay if you want to make them sour. But if you're going to make a batch that you're going to make and then keep for a while, you probably don't want to add a lot of acid to it. It won't be stable over time.
The acid is bad, ladies and gentlemen. Stay away from the acid. You will not have a good trip if you add the acid to your gummies.
I'm talking about citric acid, which is...
That's how they make them sour.
Yes. I'm going to cover all of this, people, one day in a video that I will hopefully make. You know what? I am. I'm going to make a fucking video.
You're going to make a great video, Pete. You're going to make a fucking great video.
I'm going to shout out Moxie throughout the whole video, who be the inspiration for all of this, pretty much. So.
Right on. Well, I'm looking forward to seeing it, Pete, and I imagine other people will want to see it too. Lots and lots of people.
It's coming down the fucking pike, cocksuckers.
I don't know what your thing with cocksuckers is, Pete.
Drunk Pete's gummy vid.
Nice. We all want to see it.
Coconut oil style, buddy.
Oh.
We're going hippie.
I want to see it.
Ooh, got coconut oil. Fuck that coconut oil shit.
No,
Fuck
I want to see it. I want to see it.
Coconut oil's the way to go.
I want to see it, Pete, because I want to see how to make gummies.
Yeah, bro.
Yeah. So.
Well, you can even make gummies just with the butter that you have.
Oh, is that right? I didn't know you could make gummies with butter.
Yeah, you probably could. Try it out. Here's what you do. Listen.
I want to watch you make some gummies, and then I'll figure out how to do it.
No, it's really, really simple. Just take a sample butter, right? Okay, you know Jell-O, right? It comes in like those little 3-ounce packets, right?
Right next to the pudding.
Exactly, yeah. It's little. It's like it's 3 ounces. I believe that translates to approximately 85 grams. So you buy just like one of those 3-ounce packets of Jell-O, and then do you have any of those laying around the house?
I don't know. It's not like a normal thing that we consume around here.
Yeah. Well, you can get just one of those, and then that's flavored Jell-O, right? But you also need unflavored Jell-O to thicken it up a little bit.
Right.
So you get and you can buy unflavored Jell-O. And it's the biggest brand that's out there that you can buy in pretty much any store. It's called
Knox.
Knox brand.
Yeah.
Yeah, right. And you just buy a box of that, and within that box of Knox is like 4 or 5, 4 packets. And each packet is what, like, I forget how much, like quarter an ounce, whatever. You take 1 or 2, take 2 packets, right? And you take 2 packets of that and 1 packet of flavored gelatin. And you mix that in some water and you heat it up and you just dissolve all that shit and add butter to it. And you just heat it up. You just heat it all up together. But the thing is that when you do that, the butter and the oil, the butter and the water are going to separate. So you need to add some either lecithin or...
You said you don't add, with this water, you don't add lecithin.
Huh?
You said with water you don't use that.
No, I'm talking about gummies.
Yeah, okay.
Like, if you have your butter...
You use that, and with the gummies, you add more to the gummies to make the gummies thicker or something? Well,
yeah, you have to add more. Yeah, when
okay.
you make the gummies. If you're Because I know what you're working with. You're working with you have the butter, that green, coconut, or that green can of butter or whatever.
It stinks so bad when I take it out of the freezer.
Yeah. So if you're using that, Mike, as soon as you try to add that to like the water and the Jello, it's just gonna like separate, you know.
Yeah,
So
that's
you're
what I
gonna
figured.
if you're gonna try to make like gummies. then
No,
you're
it
gonna
doesn't make
use,
sense to
like,
try and make gummies out of butter. It's not going to work. I don't think.
No, I do it. No. I do it I do it with coconut oil.
Oh.
But if you're going to do it, you just need to add either lecithin or guargo, and that'll actually help mix the oil and the water mixture together.
Mm-hmm.
And then if you mix it together at like kind of a low temperature, you could just mix it on your stovetop at like a low temperature, like how you would make pancakes, you know, and then once you mix everything together and it's formed, then you just make molds out of it. Make gummy molds. I have like a little bottle that I make. So once it's all nice and heated up, I funnel it into my bottle and then I fill my molds.
Huh, cool.
And it's beautiful.
You ought to make a video, dude.
Yes, I do.
Yeah.
I don't think I translated it very well to this discussion.
Well, no, you do. I get exactly what you're saying. It's just when people are able to follow along watching your actions, it's much easier. It kind of sticks in their brain. It's almost like they're doing it themselves then, as opposed to someone telling them how to do it.
Bro, I'm going to make the bombest fucking video that's going to blow everyone's fucking mind. It's so easy.
Sounds like a good one, dude. Should get lots
Should
of views.
Easy. Huh?
Should get lots of views.
It will.
All right, Pete. Well, I am going to talk again with you soon, okay?
Yes, we will. I guess I have nothing else to say, so I'll let someone else talk. Shout out my girl, Tulsi Gabbard, Boners for America, praise Allah, I hate my father. Woo!
Nice to hear from you, Pete. Good to hear from Pete. It's always good to hear from Pete. He sounds, and I love the way the conversation started when he was like, talking about how I changed his life. That he's able to sleep now because of me. Because of me saying, eat cannabis, eat cannabis, eat cannabis. God, I'm telling you, I will be out at dinner with my friends and I will grab them by the shoulders and I'll yell in their face, you're not eating enough marijuana. How many fucking times do I have to tell you, eat more fucking marijuana? Over and over again. And I mean, there'd be like lots of people around. So it's like shocking almost to the system. It's like, I'm trying to get through to you. Can you hear me now? Seriously, I do this a lot. So because it's so important. It's meant to be a daily part of our lives, whether we're wearing it or fueling our cars with it or building our homes out of it or using it as medicine or using it for recreation or just using it as a supplement that lets you sleep at night, like Pete, although he gets a lot more out of it than that. But this is what I'm saying. This is the main supplement. How many supplements do you take? This is the main one. This is the one that you need. This is the one that's missing. If you're searching for the one that's missing, cannabis is it. Hello, caller.
Michael, this is Steve McClanahan.
Steve, it's
we are
good to hear from
recording to you live from a secret location. I can't tell you about this location. It is shocking. Ladies and gentlemen, Michael, how are you doing?
I am good. What is shocking, Steve?
Well, what's shocking is, Michael, is I have actually got a little bit of rest and, partying with the military is pretty rough. They found out, in fact, that we were not a part of Fox News, but we were actually Mox News, and they were like, I'm like, dude, how, am I going to get a ride out of here? And they were like, I mean, you can call Moxie, see if they're going to pick you up, but, you know, there's a lot of flight issues and whatnot. And, you know, we had fun here at the military base, but you don't have to go home, but you can't stay here. And there's the front door. And so Michael, they sent me off with a backpack full of MREs and a bunch of shit. You know, it's actually
that was nice of them.
Probably around 7 o'clock in the morning right now, on a Wednesday here. And Michael, I mean, I just tell you what, it's been a hell of a fucking hell of a ride. I tell you what, it's off this, it's blowing my fucking mind, Michael. Goddamn. I need a break, Michael.
You said you can't stay. You don't have to go home, but you can't stay here. Steve, you need to go.
Already fucking out of Baghdad.
You need to go home.
Out of Baghdad.
You need to go
home.
We're headed.
Steve.
You need to go home.
Michael, we have got some rest, and I tell you what, if you eat an MRE, this thing is loaded with calories. It will give you a boost like none other. Ladies and gentlemen, I have a ton of energy due to MREs. Shout out to the goddamn troops. Couldn't give me a ride home. There's a lot of war going on. But they gave me a backpack full of MREs. And fucking, you know what, Michael? We're still covering the news. We're still covering the news. Steve McClanahan is going to be coming to you live with the most exclusive news. Michael, we are already out of Baghdad. I met this Iranian band. And no shit, they are on their way to England to cover, or they're playing a show in England, and I'm headed there now to cover this breaking news, shocking breaking news. Everyone is amazed by this. Prince Harry is actually, he's gonna get a real job. He's getting a real fucking job. He's still rich, but son of a bitch, he's going to get a real job, I guess.
He's going to get a real job, just like Beau Biden or whatever.
Yeah, he's going to get a real blue-collar job in a factory, you know. He's going to get his hands dirty. That's what he's doing. I'm telling you, they're coming to America for some fucking reason. I don't know, but, you know, people are about – there's probably a world record of heart attacks to happen throughout the entire, you know, continent of motherfucking England, you know. Yeah, we got to cover the story. Plus, it's shocking. Prince Harry. And, yeah, we're on the plane, Michael. We are on the plane. I am not even kidding you. It's amazing. We're out here. And I tell you what, Michael, I need a break too, man. I tell you what, I've been trying to get a break, and then everybody's trying to fuck up my breaks, and then I'm trying to cover the news. It's just rough out here. I could really use a cup of tea and a biscuit. I could use that right about now, Michael.
And they have good tea in Iraq. I'm surprised you couldn't get a cup of tea in Iraq.
Over the Mediterranean Sea. We are currently flying over the Mediterranean Sea. Can you believe it? Oh my God, Michael. Michael, I gotta go. Because we're having a party here in the goddamn airplane. People are playing music and shit. I told them shut the fuck up because I need to call in to do a live broadcast. And they did. We're, you know, it's amazing what people do for each other in the world, you know? Crazy out there. All right, Michael, but I got to get off here. Save my battery. There's no battery charger in the fucking plane, unfortunately. Unfortunately, it is kind of outdated, you know, but, you know, we're keeping a positive attitude, Michael.
You can do it, Steve.
A positive attitude. We're doing it, Michael.
You can
do it. We're doing it live. We're doing it. All right, Michael, back to you.
Okay, Steve, good to hear from you. Stay safe.
All right. 1, 2, 3.
He's getting that. I guess the band was getting warmed back up there. And that's our buddy Steve McClanahan. I guess he hooked up with an Iranian band, and that they're headed for Great Britain for some kind of celebration, it sounds like, which is good. He needs a little bit of partying. He hasn't had enough partying lately. The Dolphins were fun, but Iranian chicks are a lot funner. I'm sure of that. So, and Iranian groupies. Let's see. Oh, we have a clip. Let's play a clip. Let's see. You want the driving high clip, the flu shot clip, the domestic? Let's play the domestic terrorist clip because no, let's not play that clip. Let's play when does a cyber attack? When does a cyber attack become an act of war? I mean, this is an important question, and apparently Congress is taking it up. So all you hackers might be at war with the United States. In case you didn't know. In case you're not already. Like the Mox News ninjas are. Okay, when does a cyber attack become an act of war? Clip 5.
Congress is working to figure out exactly how the U.S. would respond if another nation carried out a cyber attack. KIRO 7's Samantha Manning explains how there aren't any clear rules for responding.
There are questions about what counts as an act of war when it comes to a cyber attack. I spoke with a former intelligence officer who says lawmakers need to figure out how to stop bad behavior while not escalating the conflict. As tensions remain between the U.S. and Iran, lawmakers are working to determine when a cyber attack becomes an act of war.
Definitions in this space are very hard.
I spoke with attorney and former intelligence officer David Springer. He says a U.S. response could include additional sanctions or military action like an airstrike. It's something the Senate Homeland Security and Governmental Affairs Committee is looking at right now. A spokesperson told me the Department of Homeland Security briefed the senators earlier this month about the potential of cyber threats from Iran.
There'd be a very careful calculation with what do you need to do to punish bad behavior, to deter future bad behavior, but not wildly escalate it.
We've already seen examples of cyber attacks here at home. Last week, the Texas Department of Agriculture's website was defaced to show a picture of the Iranian general killed by a U.S. airstrike earlier this month. The source behind the cyber attack is still under investigation. And in 2013, the government says Iranian hackers breached a dam in New York to get control of the floodgates. The Justice Department indicted 7 men working for Iran-based computer security companies in the case.
I think the government will be spending a lot of time dusting off old plans and creating new ones to think about as the Iranians might turn to cyber.
It's often not absolutely clear who committed a cyber attack. Springer says the intelligence community uses levels of confidence to figure out the source and to determine if and how to respond. In Washington, D.C., Samantha Manning, KIRO 7 News.
For the
Who's ready for some dabs with my cock? Dabs in space! Let's see, where were we now? I thought that was important clip because everywhere is war. Everywhere is war. The internet is war. The space is now war, right? We have to have a Department of Space War or whatever, Space Force. We have to have the Space Force now because the space is now war. Everywhere is war. This is the planet that has been brought to us by the Republicans and the Democrats and the Pentagon. Everywhere is war. Everywhere is war. Everywhere is war. And of course, that's what the Pentagon wants. They want everywhere war. They want your home war. Everywhere. They've already declared the United States is a battlefield. Okay? So, and basically, we're all potential enemy combatants. So you know. Which means any one of us can be whisked off the battlefield at any moment, at any time. No judge, no jury, just this is an enemy combatant. He needs to be stashed away till after the war. Okay, this is the planet that we're living on. This is the planet that we're creating more and more every single day. Hello, caller.
Jesus is coming back, Mike.
You don't know that.
He's coming from
You
outer
don't
space.
know that.
He's got a space bazooka. I heard it on
You
my
don't
walkie-talkie.
know that.
Yeah, he's got an interstellar space
And
bazooka.
Jesus may or may not be coming back, but we can't depend on Jesus.
Jesus has new shoes.
What has Jesus ever done for you?
Jesus saved my life. Jesus saved my life. Jesus saved everything. Jesus is going to save my dying soul. Jesus is going to save my dying bed.
Yeah, I wouldn't count on anybody except for you to do those things.
That's a Led Zeppelin song. Jesus is going to save my dying bed. You don't know Led Zeppelin.
I don't know Led Zeppelin probably as well as I'd like to.
Yeah. Oh my Jesus, oh my Jesus, oh
Yeah.
my Jesus.
Nah, I don't know that one.
I haven't even smoked dope yet. I'm goofy.
You just it's the leftovers from your oily feet.
Yeah, I got my oily feet right in front of me. So what's the deal with your shoes, man? You don't have shoes.
Huh? No, I haven't bought a pair of shoes. I'm wearing the shoes of a dead guy. Okay, Craig was working for some guy, and he fucking died. And he had this fucking storage unit, and in there was 2 pairs of shoes that were my size, and those are the shoes that I've been wearing for the last 5 years.
And what size is that?
11.
11.
Yeah. Why?
Because I'm going through my old shoes right here, seeing if I got a size 11. All I got is army boots. Do you wear army boots?
I don't want you to send me your old shoes. Thank you. It's very nice of you. Don't send me your old shoes. Don't send me. Please don't send me your old shoes. Thank you very much. What's that?
Okay. You don't like army boots. All right. You need the tennis shoes.
I know. Pete, I don't. Look, I'm fine. Okay? I need pizza money. You want kick down for pizza? It's very nice of you. Okay?
Okay. I will do that.
Yeah, that's very nice of you. That's all, and that's what it. See, you know, and I used to play this clip at the end of all my monologues when I would do the on-camera monologue, where I just talk and explain my position on this or that, and at the end of it, I always used to put that the monks would survive by begging. You know, and in this instance, begging is a good thing, because if you're not doing something for the community, then the community won't put anything in your bowl. And you work you work all day and night, but you can never ask for more than your lunch. So I never asked for more than my lunch, dude. That's all.
Well, actually, I think that's, in your case, that's pretty fucking appropriate. You know?
Yeah.
You're not like all these people that are. You don't have those top chat things on your chat, you know, where some $10, $20. I see a lot of these people with their live streams, you know, $10, $20, $50. You don't have that, right?
No, I don't have that. I wish I did. I mean, it'd be nice because it's easy for people. And honestly, I believe that the people who have that Google fucking actually raises their status so that their shit's more visible to people because they're making money off of those people.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Well, if somebody's donating fucking $10, Google's taking $1 at least out of that, or something like that, 50 cents or something. That. Yeah.
Huh.
That's yeah. So did you see that clip on the cyber thing? Why is it that Americans can't get enough war, or is that just the programming, just the war? I mean, Congress is, you know, cyber war. It's all war. You know, it's enough to make a person crazy, you know, and I don't want people to be going crazy from it, but I want people to be aware of it, and I want us to do. This is not the world that any of us want to be living in, is it? War.
It's the world we got, man.
I know, but I mean, shouldn't we be creating the world that we want? Shouldn't we try and be heading that direction? I mean, again, the only reason that there's war, the only reason we got to have a fucking space force is the Pentagon needs a whole new department that they can profiteer off the fucking people from, right? I mean, we already have a fucking space force, and they just want to act like we don't, which is fucking bullshit.
We gotta fight the Anunnaki, Mike. I mean,
The Anunnaki, the Anunnaki will destroy us.
If we don't do it,
by snapping their fingers.
They just want our gold, Mike. That's all they want. It's just they have to create an artificial atmosphere with our gold. So they come back every 6,000 years, get a bunch of gold, and then go fly off to their fucking planet and make more atmosphere out of our gold. And this is just a ploy by Fort Knox and the CIA to try to protect their gold at our expense. So if we overthrow our government, we'll be able to pay fealty to the Anunnaki, and they won't destroy the camels in Australia and create havoc with the weather and rob all the pizza parlors and shit. We need our pizza parlors. We need our spaghetti factories. You know, the Anunnaki are very envious creatures, and they don't have spaghetti on Anu Prime.
Yeah. No, I get that.
But we need our Space Force. You know, if something could go wrong, and fucking Donald Trump could just be shot off into space by accident, and then we'll have a brand new president, and that would be Mike Pence. That's not such a good idea. Okay, maybe if we got both of them up there at the same time. And who's the third?
I'm really surprised that they appear together as much as they do. You know.
Well, as fucked up as Trump is, I have this sneaking suspicion Pence would be even worse.
Oh, man. Pence would be much worse. Pence is a horrible, horrible person. I mean, not that Donald Trump isn't, but Pence is. You know what I mean? And he's got his masters too. And I cannot stand. I cannot stand these fucking social conservatives. They're just bullshit from 1 second to the from start to finish, man.
He's so powerful, and behind the scenes, Mike Pence is. They named a city in Florida after him. He's got like almost unlimited power, you know. You ever been to Pensacola, Florida?
No.
Yeah, they got giant statues of Mike Pence there.
Yeah, no, Mike Pence is a fucked up individual, and I don't know why. Well, I do know why. I mean, I guess the reason Donald Trump stands with him, at his side constantly, is because he wants that evangelical vote. That's the whole point of Mike Pence.
I would really like to see Joe Biden sniff Mike Pence's hair, because he has really nice hair, Mike Pence does. I don't know why he's sniffing all these little midgets, Sniff a big person's hair, and let's get on with it,
Well, I think that Joe Biden needs to go away. And I saw some conservative today saying that, GOP people need to start supporting Joe Biden. So I guess, Donald Trump wants to fucking run against Joe Biden. But, or that's what the GOP is hoping for. And I'm telling you that if the Democrats push forward Joe Biden to be the nominee, like they did Hillary Clinton, Donald Trump will win.
You know what GOP stands for, right? You down with GOP?
Grand Old Party?
Right. Now, are we living in the 18th century or what? What do we want a Grand Old Party for? And how come a donkey represents the other guy? Do you even know why the donkey represents the Democrats?
I don't know who in their right mind would pick a donkey to represent them.
That was Andrew Jackson, the Stonewall Jackson, the donkey that wouldn't give up. You know, he would never give in to what was it, the Whigs? It certainly, I don't think it wasn't the Republicans. I forget what party he was running against, but yeah, Andrew Jackson started the Democratic Party all by himself and foot stomped it all around the South, and you know, he did the train stops and the, you know, the carriages, and he was like, you know, visiting state by state and county by county, and he formed by force of will the Democratic Party, and here we are. And he would walk around the house with guns on, not the house, the White House with guns on. And I think there were several attempts on his life too, Andrew Jackson. And he had the issue of slavery in front of him, but he was too fucking politically smart.
Well, if Trump was half the man he claims to be, he'd be walking around packing heat too, you know.
Yeah, but he's got to come off like, you know.
He's not. It's impossible to imagine Donald Trump ever shooting a fucking gun, dude. He's fucking.
He shot it into his foot. I can imagine him shooting.
It's impossible to imagine. He's just a fucking little dandy who pretends to be a big bully.
Well, actually, I think he kind of is a big bully, and he has a history of being a big bully. And I think he's the kind of guy, he'll fight if you get him into a corner, and then if he'll squish you if you're even a perceived enemy. You know, like, what the fucking hell Rosie O'Donnell ever did to Donald Trump, I don't know. But, you know, I really don't approve of Donald Trump picking on Rosie O'Donnell. Not that she's any great. Well, actually, she's pro truth person.
Right.
So she's got more than one thing going for her, you know. But if Rosie O'Donnell was president, we would have a new 911 investigation. With Donald Trump,
if Tulsi Gabbard was president, we would have a new 911 investigation. So we're clear.
Yeah, she said so.
Yeah.
So you know, Trump. I won't count out the bully. I mean, all he's done since he got into office was bully people, really. And, you know, he shakes people's hands, and he tried to be nice, and he defends himself against all those smart-ass reporters, fake news, fake news, fake news. There's nothing wrong with that. But, you know, dropping the Moab...
Except for that it's only fake news when they're talking about him. That's the only time it's fake news, not when they're talking about the war or fucking whatever else. It's only fake news when it applies to him. So... That's the problem.
Well,
that's the problem with him claiming fake news.
You'll notice there was never any other president before him using those two words together, fake news.
Yeah.
You know.
Well, John Stewart used to say it all the time. You know, back when Barack Obama was president, and even before that, I'm pretty sure.
Well, basically.
He used to call himself fake news. He didn't want people thinking that he was acting like a journalist. But he was the most trusted man in journalism in America, named by Time magazine at least once.
Yeah, I kind of miss him. I liked his shows. He was politically current and relevant, and
He's the one who made that phrase popular. He really is, or who really used to say it back before Donald Trump was around. He used to say it all the time, fake news, but he was saying it referring to himself.
Well, here we are.
Yeah.
You know, apparently the stock market is the thermometer in the mouth of America, while millions of people are homeless and. You know, they got shit jobs and can't afford. They got to slave like Negroes and you know, debt slaves just to pay the rent, and you know, you got a million laws that nobody can keep up with, and you got to register your car, and it's mandatory. You got to have insurance everywhere you go. So the insurance companies just sucking money out of everybody every fucking month. I used to falsify my own insurance documents. until they connected the sheriff's department with the DMV, and then you can't do it anymore. But I'm a pirate, man. I'm a pirate. I would get my, I'm not the computer guy, so I would get my son to do it for me. I'm like teaching him, this is how you do it for. So, but it's just like the more numerous the laws, the more corrupt the state. And now, for some reason, we want to go out into space, and you're not even sure there was a moon landing, and half the planet.
I don't know. I can't. Please just explain to me if this was this big giant step that man made in 1969. Why is it that we haven't done it again in the last 50 years? That's all. I just don't understand. If this was this big important thing that happened, why didn't we do it again? That's all. I'm not saying we didn't do it. I'm saying why didn't we do it again? That's what I want to know. That's what I want to understand.
Well, how many times did we land on the moon? 3?
I thought we landed there once.
No, man. There was. I think we landed there 3 fucking times.
Oh, okay.
I mean, there's Apollo 11, Apollo 13, Apollo 27, and I think we stopped after Apollo 27. And then when we retired the space shuttle, we had to cut down at least 27 or 100 palm trees in Beverly Hills to drive the space shuttle down the street in Beverly Hills so everybody could see and wave to the aliens. And then Neil Strongarm was there. And, I'd like to see Donald Trump in a fucking parade waving like that. That would be great,
I look, the thing is, right, it's that we just hadn't, I can't stand seeing him anymore, man. It's like, it's just so fucking, it just turns my stomach seeing him, dude. I mean, I can't believe that a person like that has risen to this kind of position of power,
Well, that's the power of television. And
I guess it's the same way with George W. Bush. I mean, what the fuck did George W. Bush ever fucking do that made it seem like he would be a good choice for president?
Well, he was born under a bad sign. Bad luck's been my only friend. He was really good at running oil companies, I'll tell you that. But then he became
into the ground.
Yeah, that guy. I mean, that was 20 years ago, and look where we are now. It's like, and they pulled it off 20 years ago, and now we got, fucking, what do you call that when the girls shake their ass? Twerking. You got twerking on YouTube. There was no twerking with George W. Bush. Jesus was alive and real with George W. Bush. What do we got now? We got Jewish rabbis surrounding the president, waving their abracadabra all over his face. And, all of a sudden, Jerusalem's capital of Israel, and let's get those Iranians. I mean, in 20 years, we've really gone downhill, But George Sr. was no better. I still remember him, 1,000 points of light.
Yeah.
Kinder, gentler machine guns. And then Reagan, I mean, people don't even talk about Iran-Contra. They got away with Iran-Contra, and Iran-Contra goes on every day now.
Yeah.
It's all, it's like Iran-Contra is a everyday fucking occurrence. What about that? What was that gun smuggling thing, Fast and Furious or something like that?
Yeah.
That
Obama. Eric Holder.
Those Mormons that got killed? They got killed with those guns. You didn't hear that?
No, I didn't see that, but
Yeah. I mean, because they got the serial numbers off those guns, and they got the serial numbers off the guns that killed those Mormons. And there is a big Mormon either connection or a feud with whatever that cartel is. Not the Sinaloa cartel, but I mean, and in Mexico, marijuana's free now, Nacho Libre, baby. It's so I don't know what it's like down there now. Maybe all the Mexicans got their fucking outdoor gardens and they're just fucking going into new businesses and I mean I think it's a good deal, but all the Mexicans I know don't really smoke weed. That's the weird thing about it. Is like the guys that I used to work with, I'd smoke weed every day, and they would never even take a hit. It's like they're like allergic to it or something, Can't talk about the Pope with Mexicans without getting people pissed off. It's like, what the fuck? You worship the Pope, but you don't even know how good this plant is. I got a Mexican guy stoned for the first time in his life about at least 20 years ago. I've never laughed so hard. This guy laughed for about 5 hours straight, and then the next week he said, "No, I'm never doing that ever again." Yeah, I'm never going to do that again. But he had a good time. Somehow his consciousness got expanded, and it was too much for him. You know, Michael, that people who are brand new to weed, there's some type of psychological barrier. There's a nervousness that occurs until they cross that psychological barrier, and then they're all relaxed and they become themselves, and it just becomes normal to be high, and it's no big deal. Your motor skills aren't compromised, and you can still probably do mathematical equations in your head. And
I have a video tonight that says that your driving skills are impaired even after the THC has left your body if you're a regular marijuana user.
That's so much bullshit. That was probably put out by the fucking Rush Limbaugh or somebody. Who the fuck would even put out a video like that?
You want to see it?
Yeah, let's see it.
All right, you ready to listen?
I'm ready to listen.
Okay, let's see. It's clip 1.
Some new research suggests marijuana can impair your driving skills long after any high wears off. Scientists had regular marijuana users drive in a customized driving simulator, but waited until all the THC was out of their system. Researchers found people who regularly use marijuana consistently performed worse on driving tasks than non-users and were more likely to make dangerous mistakes behind the wheel. The worst drivers? Those who began using regularly before turning 16 years old. Scientists say they still need to find out exactly why this happens.
Yeah, I've posted like 15 fucking songs on your Facebook page. Have you seen any of them?
I didn't know that. No, I didn't know you did that.
Shit. I keep posting songs. I did a special edit for you. I'm hoping you're going to see one. I don't know what you want. I gave you a techno one.
Oh, well, I will go look. I didn't know that. No, Craig didn't say anything. Craig manages that. But he's been, busy. But
was that you that put a happy face on me busting Craig's dad's chops the other day with my Confucius quote?
No, I didn't see that.
Oh, that was Craig.
Yeah.
Yeah, some guy named Bob. Some guy named Bob been harassing me on the Facebook. He's like trolling me, Bob Robert Crazy Pants or something like that. I really don't know what his name is.
Yeah.
No, man, dude, I'm trying to satisfy your needs. I'm posting like 15 fucking different songs, and you never even see them. Thanks, Craig.
No, I go look at them after we're done. I didn't know that. I talked to you. You could tell me too. I mean, you could say, "Do you see what I posted?" I go, "No, what'd you post?"
Well, what you told me is you want a punk rock thing.
I just want something, whatever. I'm a punk rocker. So if there's something edgy, then I can use it, one way or another, I'm sure. But I like all music, dude. I'm not a big fan of country, but that's not true either, because there's this Ween album called 12 Great Country Hits, and I fucking love that album.
Yeah, some country songs are fucking awesome, but they're few and far between, actually. Yeah. But Yeah, man, I've just been techno and art rock and fucking Hindu rock and Hindu punk space rock. And
Nice.
It's like, I don't know what you want. And I'm trying to give you stuff with no lyrics, because once you put lyrics on a song, you fucking categorize that song, whereas an instrumental is more ambiguous. You can use it for a fucking dancing girl video, or you can use it for a news intro. Or
Yeah,
you know.
no, I hear you. I get that too. You can use it for almost anything.
Yeah, but you know.
And the music you posted is all your stuff?
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
I'll check it out for sure.
Yeah, well, it's probably so. You know, I didn't want to overload your Facebook page, so I only do like maybe 2 or 3 or 4 a week at the most. So you'll have to actually go way back, you know, a couple weeks. I've been doing it for 4 weeks now.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, it's not like there's any shortage of material. I just don't want to, you know, spend the time and write a brand new song and say, Mox News, we're the one that give you the blues,
Yeah.
you know, and then you won't like it. And I spent all that fucking time doing the Mox News song.
No, I just in the past when we were making TV, you know, we had people call up and fucking leave songs, you know, and it was like that. They wound up becoming like theme songs for the show and stuff. So.
Well, you got at least a dozen of them on there already. You're just going to have to go back in time to.
Yeah, no problem. It shouldn't be that big a deal.
But yeah, so it's like it's, you know, it's not like, you know, it's I don't know. I okay, but you know, okay, all right. I see how you are. Okay.
How what now? Are you talking?
No.
Don't be giving me no shit, man. I'm out here every fucking day, dude.
Oh, that's such a beautiful sunset behind you, Mike. Oh, you killed it with the fucking waterfall. Yeah, man, I'm just cruising, hanging with my baby, drinking my coffee.
Well, did you want to say something about that driving while high video?
Yeah, it's full of shit. Completely full of shit. I've been driving high for 45 fucking years, and I haven't been in one single accident that I didn't intend on getting in. And there's already at least 2 studies that say THC levels does not have motor skill impairment. And I don't know where those people got their fucking information. Maybe they're, it's not, there isn't enough science for any law to be passed which says, oh, if your car smells like marijuana,
I think, you know why I think they're running these stories? I think they're running these stories so that they can charge more money for states that have, for insurance in states that have legalized marijuana. I think that's why they're trying to make it look like it's more dangerous for drivers in those states, so we have to charge more.
Well, somebody ought to set up some kind of double-blind field test where you get...
I'm sure there's lots of studies going on.
A drunk guy...
It's just a matter of what gets published.
And a guy on marijuana running the same fucking obstacle course and, and see what happens, because you can't go wrong with that. And there's other ways to check your motor skills, too. You can play hot hands. Can the marijuana guy beat the drunk guy when playing hot hands? I think so. Or maybe they ought to involve the fucking police. Get the police high. Most cops around here are pretty fucking cool. If you don't fuck with them and you got marijuana on your breath or in your car, they don't even give a shit. I've had cops here standing underneath 12-foot tall fucking plants, and they didn't even notice. You know why they didn't notice? Because they were looking for somebody who had a warrant, who wasn't living here on the property, so they had tunnel vision. It's like, I can't believe 3 cops are standing underneath 12-foot tall marijuana plants and they don't even fucking notice. It's like, that's pretty, I got my permits ready just in case you guys notice, but they never fucking notice. You know, but fuck, you know, cops really. I don't know. There used to be a lot more nasty cops, but I'm kind of restricted on my assessment of the cophood because I've lived in the same fucking town. But in some, you know, in some towns in California, the cops have, and everywhere else, you can probably gauge each and every police department by the number of, you know, murdered by cop and the people beat up and the lawsuits and everything. Where I'm at, the cops are pretty fucking mellow. But in some cities all across the United States, some cops is like they're just out of control. But no, fucking marijuana for a normal adult does not impair your driving. Not unless you fucking ate too many brownies or you know basically if you can walk and touch your nose, you're good to go. You know, that's such a bullshit fucking story, dude.
Yeah, I think that this is these studies like are being done by the insurance companies. I would bet money on it, you know, and that they're getting the outcome, the exact outcome they want, and spinning it exactly the way they want. And the fucking mainstream media or even the local news people just love to eat up reefer madness news. They have never been able to get enough reefer madness news.
Yeah, isn't it strange, you know, where opium products, we're in another country, probably several countries, for the specific reason of obtaining their opium products, shipping it to our pharmaceutical companies that get a bunch of people addicted, and they put out advertisements on TV, Sleepadon or Halifax, or, you know, for a wonderful sleep, Halifax, never get nervous again. And they get all these people addicted to their opium products, but a plant made by Jesus and nature is somehow fucking
evil.
A no-no. It's
evil. It's evil. Good people don't smoke marijuana.
Well, maybe that's why my family hates me, man. It's like, if it wasn't for marijuana, I probably would have had a complete mental breakdown because all I've suffered from these fucking people, Mike. Not funny.
Look, here's the deal. There's all this fucking constant bombardment of shit in this world. The human experience is basically a never-ending tragedy, and you know, because somebody wants to choose the safest alternative that there is to any fucking option as far as taking the edge off a little bit. For just a minute, you know, I'm just gonna fucking chill for a sec here. You know, again, I have this video, right, and it says it's a local news story about the lawmaker in Olympia who these guys are trying to label a domestic terrorist. Do you remember that story? Because he was down there with the Bundys at that. He was down there with the Bundys in Oregon.
You got an update on that?
Yeah, they're totally like punishing this guy. Like they fucking he had a nice office in the fucking building, and they fucking put him down in an old custodial office now, like downstairs and shit in the basement. And you want to see that story?
God, that would be great. I really want to pay attention to that. Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna play that story now. Hold on.
Okay, very cool. Thank you. I'm gonna turn this up.
The reason that I want to play this real quick, the reason I want to play this is because if you speak out against the government, what I'm seeing is that they're going to label you as somehow being a domestic terrorist. Okay, again, we're all potential enemy combatants because we live in a battlefield. And now, if you actually are actively speaking out against the government, you are domestic, not a potential, but a domestic terrorist. That's what they're trying to label this guy. So we're all up to speed on this video. Which one is it? It's number 3.
Fucking mind control, man.
Here we go.
Today, Governor Jay Inslee is laying out his plans to address the homelessness and affordable housing crisis in our state. He'll deliver his annual State of the State address this afternoon. Governor Inslee is looking to spend $300 million from the state's rainy day fund for emergency shelters. But it's not clear there's enough support from lawmakers to get that passed. Immediately following Governor Inslee's address, Republicans will provide their perspective. Senator John Braun will speak at the House Republican Caucus Room this afternoon. History was made at the state capitol as the legislature got underway yesterday. The first female Speaker of the House was sworn in, but now she has to deal with a state representative described as a domestic terrorist. KIRO 7's Essex Porter went to the Capitol for a day of hope and controversy.
We wanted to show you the House chamber here at the Capitol, but Governor Inslee stepped inside as we got here to rehearse his State of the State address for tomorrow. We don't know if he's going to mention Republican Matt Shea, but as long as Shea is here in the chamber, there will be calls for him to be removed. Many lawmakers marched into the first day of the session wearing white to commemorate the suffragettes, the women who battled for the right to vote. And they got to witness history, the swearing in of the first woman to be House Speaker in Washington State.
To the best of my ability. To the best of my ability.
Tacoma's Lori Jenkins also becomes the first out lesbian to lead the chamber.
Barriers do not come down by themselves. I stand here today on the shoulders of many, many who came before me.
Beyond transportation and homelessness, one of her challenges is Republican Representative Matt Shea, described in an investigative report commissioned by the legislature as a domestic terrorist. Democrat Jenkins would like to expel him from the legislature, but would need at least 10 Republican votes to accomplish that. Republicans have suspended Shea from their caucus, but they won't call for his expulsion.
Whether or not you're in this chamber is up to the voters, and that is always the best choice.
Shea has been moved to a seat in the farthest back row of the House chamber. Representative Shea was in leadership, had a prime office. Now you find him in the basement in a former conference room. The investigators' report says Shea was involved in planning the armed takeover of the Malheur Wildlife Refuge in Oregon, putting law enforcement officers at risk. Shea asked us to schedule an interview through his assistant. We did, but he canceled. He did have supporters at a rally for $30 car tabs on the Capitol steps. So how can you stand with someone who's described as a domestic terrorist?
Well, he's described. It's an accusation, and right now it's an assumption. There's been no proven anything.
While he's not for expulsion, Republican leader J.T. Wilcox says he is open to the idea of hearings that would allow Matt Shea to tell his side of the story. In Olympia, Essex Porter, KIRO 7 News.
Still ahead on
Matt Shea.
Yeah. So if you speak out against the government in this way, if you stand up to the government, if you say, no, we have these rights and we're going to fight, they're going to label you, not just that they're going to, somehow take you down and say that you were trespassing and you took over this place. You're going to be labeled a domestic. They're calling this guy a terrorist. Okay? How can you look at that guy and think terrorist? He didn't blow anything up. He didn't threaten to blow anything up. He's not threatening to shoot a bunch of people. It's bullshit. A terrorist used to be a very specific thing, and now we just use that, to fucking just, soon dogs are going to be terrorists. Oh, that's a terrorist dog. You watch. It's going to happen.
Well, they got police officer dogs where if you kill one of their police dogs, you get fucking, a murder conviction. You get 20 years in jail for killing a police dog because it's an officer.
Yeah, well, there should be laws to protect the dog, but I don't know if they should have dogs in those positions to start with.
Well, first of all, that's kind of beside the point. I think what they did with this guy is they stuck him in the corner and they put a dunce hat on his head.
Yeah.
And that's about as far as they can go legally, because if they actually deprived him of an office to operate out of, he would have grounds for a lawsuit.
Right, there'd be trials and it'd become a big public deal.
But if they just stick him down in the basement in some dirty, dingy office, they're not depriving him of anything. They can just say, "Hey, we didn't deprive him of an office. We just changed his office or whatever." But the point of the matter is, it was like at least 2 years after the fact, right, that they started coming up with this shit.
Yeah, well, I guess they've been talking about it for, it seems like it's been a couple years, like it was a couple years after they started on this shit. Yeah, probably an election had something to do with triggering it, would be my bet.
It's a purely political stunt. That's all it is.
Again, this war. We got war in space now. We got war everywhere, and everybody's a fucking terrorist. You know, this is just a bunch of bullshit. This is not the fucking planet that I signed up to fucking visit, okay? And I don't know who's making these rules, but these fucking idiots in Olympia are acting like this is how it should be. And I don't know if that's how the status quo Americans are. They're just going to be fucking just get in line and goose step with all the other motherfucking goose steppers. Is that how it's going to be? Because I thought we were the home of the brave who stood up for freedom, and it's time. It's time. Now is time. This government's an over-intrusive police state that needs to be taken down, and we can do it. But we have to come together to make it happen. We have to stop with all the bullshit, petty fucking bickering that divides us and actually act like human beings, Americans, proud, top of the food chain, and nothing's going to stand in our way to make happen the future that we want for us and our offspring. But no, we just lay down and take whatever they fucking give us like the fucking slaves that we are.
Well said. Honor, dignity, liberty. You know, these are the things that they try to squish. They're trying to squish this guy's honor and dignity. They're obviously not making it easy for him to have liberty. They haven't thrown him in jail yet, but they stuck him down in the janitor's closet. So, you know, this is the time of complete hypocrisy where everything's turned on its head. And what was that? You know, Orwellian doublespeak. It's like, the people who are standing up like this guy get smashed, and like Julian Assange, they get smashed.
They get labeled as terrorists, which is basically the worst people on the planet, the scariest people on the planet, the people we need to stick in the deepest fucking holes. These are, worse than fucking child rapists, terrorists. Okay? That's what they're calling this guy. It's fucking bullshit.
Meanwhile, our president engages in multiple acts of international terrorism. Israel engages in thousands of acts of terrorism, and nobody bats an eye. And if a guy with a uniform and a badge comes up to you, you better just obey him because you're a citizen. And if a person with a white lab coat comes up and it's got Dr. Smith on it, you better take your fucking medicine because I'm an authority. Or if a guy with a suit and a tie and he's named Senator McDumbfuck comes up and starts talking about the flag and America and patriotism, you better listen to that guy because he's on TV and he knows best. And don't forge a personal identity, and don't stand out. You know, the nail that stands out gets hammered, and that's what this guy is. He's a nail that stood out, and he's a hero, and he's a patriot, and he's standing up for freedom.
And that's it. That's the double speak that you're talking about. The patriots are now the terrorists.
Right. Yeah. Exactly. Yeah. So I'm interested to see what happens. But it's obvious that they can't do too much to him. Otherwise, they open themselves up legally. I think they've gone as far as they can go. And I hope his constituency hasn't been squished. I'm quite sure his sense of self has not been squished, because any senator that's done what he's already done, which was support the Bundys and support the thing that happened in Oregon, already has an identity which is well forged and honor which can't be squished. No matter what they do to them. I don't think they can get rid of them. Do you? Do you think they can get rid of them, Mikey? But I'll let you take your hit, my friend. Yeah, we are we're living in America, and it happens all over the planet, and it's an extraordinary time when people have to get fired up without killing their neighbors and really stand up. Like I chewed that cop out the other day in my fucking driveway because he was trying to give me a fucking hard time, and I had to tell him, because he said, I told you this would happen. I told you this would happen. I warned you not to get legal advice off the internet. And I let him do his spiel, and he went down and he talked to the fucking heroin addicts first, and I let them do that. I knew that, I'll let them get the bullshit story first, and then I'll let them come up here. And he did, and it happened to be the same guy I had gone down and talked to weeks earlier, and the motherfucker starts pointing his finger at me. I told you not to do that. I told you what would happen. So it's a dumb fuck cop who got fooled by heroin addicts waving his finger at me in my driveway when I'm 100% correct. And he said, I told you not to get the law off of the fucking internet. And I said, dude, you don't know the fucking law. If you knew the law, you'd be able to pull it up on your fucking phone right now. And he just shut the fuck up, because he knew I was right, he was wrong. It took another 5 minutes for the guy to fucking calm down. We reached a compromise, and that story's long gone by now. But these people in their uniforms think that their badge and their gun or their degree is an indication of personal intelligence, personal integrity, and some kind of social...
No. It makes them the boss of you. What they say is golden. It doesn't matter if it's correct or not. They're the boss of you. So if they say that's what is, that's what is. That's what they believe.
This guy had a young rookie cop with him. It's dark outside, right?
Yeah.
And I see the young rookie cop coming up, and I never seen this cop before, and I go, are you a female? And he said, no, my name is Max. And so he just had a baby face on him. I thought, this might be like one of those butch-looking female cops, So the Max didn't take any offense that I might have mistook him for a female. But then the senior cop comes up, and I knew this guy, and I had to shut him the fuck down in front of his little rookie cop. It's like, dude, you don't know the fucking law. If you knew I started pointing my finger at him. If you knew the fucking law, you'd be able to pull it up on your fucking phone right now. And he just kind of shut up, because it's true. I told him, I read legalese. It's not hard. I went to 10 different lawyers' websites to make sure I was fucking correct. And, it just goes to show you that these cops are like, they're like kites. They just go one way with the wind and the other way with the wind. And a couple of heroin addicts give them a bullshit story, and then they come marching up the hill, and they want to give me a hard time. I knew that was going to happen. And this guy comes at me like some kind of fake bulldog. He wasn't really mad. He was just putting on an act trying to intimidate me, and I didn't let it happen. And this is what people have to do, is don't be as bulldog as I was that night, but respectfully put these people in their fucking place. Make them accountable for what they're saying, because they'll give you 7 different bullshit stories trying to establish a hierarchy with you. That doesn't really exist in reality. Yeah, they got the gun. Yeah, they got the badge, but they're not really smarter than you, and you don't really have to be afraid. And so if you look at guys like Julian Assange, he's not really afraid. He stood up to the largest corrupt government in the history of the universe, and he's fucked, but, you know, he's got his honor, and he was not incorrect in anything he did. Same with Bradley Manning, Chelsea Manning. She's sitting there in jail, just, you know, hopefully she's not getting raped, or I'm quite sure they're treating her decent, except they're charging her $500 fucking a day for nothing, just trying to coerce her into talking about some computer thing.
Trying to get her to lie, trying to get her to say what they want her to say. That's what they're trying to get her to do.
Well, the details of that situation is that she wants her, or they want her to say that Julian Assange helped her to release that information, and to...
They want her to say that Julian Assange helped her hack the Pentagon computers to get that information.
Exactly.
That's
and
what they
I
want.
don't really think that went on.
She's not saying that. She won't say that, so that's why they're keeping her in jail. Is she in jail?
Yeah, she's still in jail. $500 a day for the last 3 months at a minimum, maybe 4. So add it up. That's a lot of bucks, man.
Yeah.
And so all because, I mean, there's got to be. I listen to Julie. I don't think Julian Assange has the best fucking lawyers, because, you know, if you had a real fucking lawyer, he'd be out there on the news every day telling the real story.
There seems to be a blackout.
Yeah, yeah. And he's not in good health. He's not in good health.
Yeah. They want him to die.
But, you know, I remember how shocked I was at that collateral damage video when I first saw it. And we're talking about, what I think there were Reuters or Al Jazeera reporters that were killed in that drone strike.
Yeah.
Double tap, by the way.
Yeah.
And I was shocked, and so was the rest of the world. And here we are. That was what, 2011, right? So was it earlier?
I think it might have been a little before that. Yeah.
2010 maybe, because it wasn't 2008. I don't think.
No, I was thinking like 2009, but I'm not positive.
Okay, well, it's a shocking video that shocked the whole world, and they didn't want it to be seen. And this is the whole deal. If you can hide your crimes, you can get away with them. But we don't. We want to uncover the crimes of our corrupt government, and so they're punishing us. And part of the way that they make sure we don't stand up is to make us afraid and make us confused, and they'll gaslight us. We've been being gaslit by our government since before I was born. You know, I was watching a Black Asphalt, or, you know, all those marijuana
I saw
movies.
on the debate tonight, Bernie Sanders said the Vietnam War and the Iraq War were based on lies. The two biggest mistakes in our lifetimes of, you know, historical significance was the Vietnam War, and they're both based on lies. So, I mean, it's you know, so I'm just, you know, saying the government's been this full of shit for some time now.
Yeah, well, that's a 100% correct statement by Bernie Sanders. I didn't hear that, but I would have liked to hear that.
It was right at the beginning of the debate. I'm gonna probably post the debate.
Well, that's great.
Yeah.
Because you know, the Gulf of Tonkin never fucking happened.
Yeah.
I'm glad Bernie Sanders knows that. McNamara came out with it, I don't even know when he actually confirmed that it never happened, but it, you know, with the Pentagon Papers, what was the name of the dude? Daniel Ellsberg stole a bunch of government secret documents from Rand Corporation, walked them out in his briefcase, released them to the New York Times and the New York Post, I think, maybe it was Washington, and then
Washington Post, yeah.
Washington Post,
Yeah.
and they tried to prosecute the guy, and he ended up beating them in court. But if that happened today, he never would have beat them because they just would have fucked him in the ass and stuck him in the darkest cell and called him a terrorist for releasing the truth, which is exactly what they're doing to Julian Assange and Bradley Manning.
And Mike Gravel, a senator at the time, took the papers from Daniel Ellsberg and filibustered on the floor of the Senate and read the entire Pentagon papers.
Whoa! I didn't know that.
Yeah,
I didn't know that. Wow. How long was that filibuster?
I think it was like 15 hours or something.
Holy shit! So there's a record of that somewhere.
Yeah, absolutely.
Whoa! Did they all walk out?
I think it just seems like he was just standing there on his own.
Yeah, but a lot of times when there's a filibuster, the senators that don't agree just kind of walk out and let the guy talk to the fucking empty room, you know?
Yeah. But Daniel Ellsberg was trying to get a bunch of people, a bunch of different senators to fucking take the documents, and they wouldn't do it. He was like working 24 hours a day, fucking Xeroxing shit, so he could fucking pass it out to like the New York Times and the Post and shit. And
now we have the police state where they check your underwear to make sure you're not fucking smuggling out a
if you were Daniel Ellsberg now, you would be basically Chelsea Manning in a military prison.
Right, and that's the world we live in.
Yeah.
So, if you... And this doesn't just happen in government. It happens in families. Whistleblowers and families get totally screwed and totally punished for telling the truth, and they're called crazy or mentally ill. And so the tactic amongst sociopaths is actually the same, whether the sociopath is a government or a sociopath in your family. The tactics are the same. It's attack the victim, demonize the victim. He's crazy. He's a terrorist. He's anti-patriotic, and these are all lies. And don't look at the man behind the curtain. And it's not enough. I've been through that shit in my own life. I've never been a government whistleblower, but I've been through that shit in my own life, and it's not enough to get me to shut up. And so maybe that's just the kind of guy I am. But I respect guys like that. Like the senator up there in Seattle or in Washington, Olympia, I guess, is the capital, right? Olympia. So that guy's basically a hero who did nothing wrong, and he's being punished. And this is the world we live in, where everything is on its head. So if you're on the outs socially, if you're like a social misfit, that's kind of a pretty big clue that you're actually a sane person. And the real crazy demonic people are the ones in suits and ties, and they're very proper.
Well, we don't want to. It's hard to trust. It's hard for me to trust a person in a tie, but we don't want to. Again, I always say the people with the cop haircuts. The people with the cop haircuts are the ones that are trying to hide something. Okay, the people who look like me, they're not trying to hide something from you. Okay, that's all I'm saying.
Yeah, well, it's a beautiful world, and they're trying to kill it. They're trying to kill the human spirit, and we're living in a world that has right now the strongest, most comprehensive, most complete set of mind control programs in history. There's never been. Your refrigerator was incapable of listening to your conversations just even 5 years ago. Your computer would not spy on you 20 years ago. 25 years ago, they didn't intercept your telephone calls and your emails and your faxes. They couldn't do that. But now they know what kind of toothpaste you use. They know your buying habits. They have a record of your phone calls and your emails. If you're calling China, they know about it. If your political opinion is checked at the border on all of your social media, and supposedly it's.
I read something that says that they're collecting DNA samples at the Canadian border now.
They're trying to catch Dwayne, I think. They
Yeah.
just don't want to. They don't want to let Dwayne into the lower 50.
These border people are really scary, man.
Yeah, I mean, I hear a lot of people get innocent people get busted going from Canada to the U.S. Usually around the Great Lakes, but that's kind of weird. It's like, what what are you actually looking for? Is there going to be marijuana? Are you an illegal purveyor of Sasquatch urine?
Do you really need to fucking find a fucking eighth of marijuana? Is it that important to you to find a fucking eighth of marijuana? I mean, you're what the fuck is the problem? I mean, why are you hassling fucking otherwise good people because you can?
Well, these are order followers. I mean, these people, they say, oh, well, my superior gave me an order, and therefore you have to do what I say. And I'll be going against the description, my job description, if I don't search your trunk, so you have to give me the keys to your trunk. It's like, fuck you, buddy. And once you say fuck you to the Canadian Mounted Border Insanity Police, they're going to detain you for 5 hours just to fuck you around. Well, you have to follow me back to the station. There's like 16 moose. You're passing 16 moose on your way to the Canadian Insanity Police, and they're going to check your underwear. Your daughter's going to be crying, "Why, Daddy? I want to go home."
Yeah, these people on the border, man. The border police are really crazy, man. I don't know what to deal with those people. They're fucking rabid. They really
They're
are.
order followers, man.
Yeah.
And you're definitely not an order follower, Mike. I'm not an order follower. It's like, we're the kind of people who shake our finger in the face of the fucking police, especially when they're wrong. And I encourage that. Don't be afraid. These are people with costumes on, and most of them don't have authentic identities. If your identity is wrapped up in your job,
in your uniform,
well, it doesn't even matter. Like, look at me. Technically, I'm a contractor / songwriter, right? So fucking what? What if I had never built a house in my life? What if I had never built a song in my life? Is that really my identity? No, it's not. My identity is human being. That's what my identity. What if you never put out a goddamn YouTube video in your life? You're a human being. I think you got something in you.
If I never put out a YouTube video in my life, I'd still be a living legend in Seattle. So
Okay, well there you go. But the point of the matter is, I've been telling artists for 30, 40 years, don't confuse yourself with your work. And a lot of these people, these politicians, these cops, these border police, and just about everybody you see, it's like, I'm an architect, and I'm a yoga instructor, and I'm a guru, and I'm in law enforcement.
This is the thing that people love to do, is the labels. It's not that they label just other people. They label themselves all over and over again.
Well, the reason we're in this fucked up situation right now is basically because of the human psyche, the insanity of the human psyche, where every goddamn moron on earth, sometimes including myself, thinks that, they have to be something other than human. I gotta be a rock star. I gotta be an intellectual. I gotta be the coolest guy on the block. I gotta be the girl that gets all the guys. Whatever the fuck your trip is, you're tripping. You're tripping. You don't have to be anything for anybody. You just have to be a good human being and develop a code, which hopefully is a good code, and live by that code. And thereby you are recognized by the angels as a legitimate human versus one of these clowns with a uniform and a badge who doesn't have a clue who they are. They're raising their children in false standards, just like I was raised. That's why my family's crazy, and that's why I'm crazy, and my family's sane, right? You know, because I refuse to live under false standards. They can't even face me because they're not authentic. They can't even have a conversation with me because they know I beat them the fuck down with nothing but the truth, and that would bust their false identity wide open. And I got a friend in England. Is maybe you know him. His name is Gilad Atzmon. He's an author and a jazz player, and I talked about him before. He lived in Israel. He was in the Israeli army, and he's one of the most hated people by the Jews because they call him anti-Semitic. What he does better than anybody else is he broke down Jewish identity politics, and he criticizes all the different factions among the Jewish pantheon, which would include Zionism and JVP and stuff. And he's completely correct, and I agree with him very, very much. But when I met him, in person, there was a bunch of UN rapporteurs in the room, and some financiers, and another author, and Gilad Atzmon, and here I come walking in, you know, just being myself, the casual kind of rocker guy, smart-ass motherfucker. I wasn't being smart-ass at all. It's just that I thought he would, like, recognize me because we had been communicating for years and years and years, and he just jumped my shit so bad. In front of the UN officials, he made a fool out of himself. And the thing I had in common with him was I study identity from kind of a Hindu, archetypal, Joseph Campbell type perspective, and he studies identity politics from a geo-global Jewish identity politics perspective. And I thought he would know what I just told you, which is, you know, identity itself is an illusion. If I wasn't, you know, if I had never built buildings or wrote songs, I would still be legitimate. I don't have to be anything for anybody else. Neither do you, neither do any of your listeners. But Gilad was so egotistical that he blew his shit. he blew his head off, and he started like insulting and attacking me. And I was like so calm and stuff. And I realized, oh, the guy gets geopolitical identity. He knows about that. But his identity itself is that of a famous jazz player, a famous author, you know, the guy, you know, that the Israelis love to hate. And because I didn't, like, bow down and worship him, he got so fucking offended. His own assistant is like, right now, my best friend. So, I mean, I'm going off the hook on, but, you know, identity is a tricky fucking thing. And if you keep your feet on the ground and you just help your brother, and you don't believe your own press, then you'll be better off for it, because some of the greatest men in history were also the most humble men. And it's a tricky little dance we got to do with our egos, because we're always talking ourselves into, oh, I'm this and I'm that. And, you know, I love Joseph Campbell, and I love Jungian archetypal philosophy. And I understand, you know, there's a thing called the hero with 1,000 faces, where the reason we have all these archetypes is because they are exemplars of virtues or lack of virtue. Like, you know, the devil would be a lack of virtue. But we don't really have to be so much. Everybody, you know, what was his name? Joe Kennedy? No, not Joe Kennedy, but one of the Kennedys says, whether you're sitting on the throne or you're sitting on the toilet, you're still sitting on your own ass. And that's a pretty good description of what it's like to be a human being. It's like, your shit still stinks, dude. My shit still stinks. We don't have to be, you know, so we're deceiving ourselves when we raise our hand to the sky and say, Jesus is my Lord and Savior. That's just a form of self-deception. What if You're your own Lord and Savior. You know, I'm not saying don't love Jesus. I'm not saying don't have a statue of Buddha. I mean, that's all cool, but there's so many unsung heroes, and they're not famous. So we're in the land right now, in the time right now, where everybody wants to be famous. You get a viral video of some stupid song or the girl dancing with shaking her ass, you know, and all of a sudden she's famous, and then 10 years later she's committing suicide because she didn't have anything legitimate inside of her, you know. So thank you for what you do, Mike. I think you're a humble guy. I don't mean to go off on the whole identity thing, but I find it fascinating that the reason we can't stand up to cops is because we don't really have legitimate identities ourselves. Whereas I think Julian Assange does have a legitimate identity. He's not overly concerned with fame. He's concerned with planetary freedom. Same with Bradley Manning. Same with so many other people, including that senator up there in Olympia. I think he's a patriot and a hero. And I'm going to back up anybody who stands up for freedom and justice and truth. And sorry I had to go off like that, man.
You got to do what you got to do. And I agree. Again, this identity thing, it kind of does boil down to this labels thing, like I'm talking about, how we have to stop labeling other people. But it's not just that. We label ourselves continuously. And I think that's, again, like with the Democrat or the liberal or the whatever. We love to fucking, you know, cling to shit like that. But it just paints you into a corner these days to where those things are, you know, kind of what they're meant to be, very obscure things, but they become very specific things, and it just paints you into a corner where you're not able to act the way you would act because that's not how a Democrat would act or a liberal would act, and you're just far better off without stupid fucking idiotic fucking labels like that. They serve no purpose to you, including labeling other people. When you label the other people, it's some kind of a mind fuck thing that is like a shortcut. It doesn't work. It doesn't. It just fucks up your world, and you're better off without it. So, and that's the thing that you seem to think that I'm a very whatever individual who's calm and able to deal with people. But it's just I don't want to attach any kind of negativity to anybody. I just want to, you know, let them. I just want to hear what they're saying, and then say what I think about what they're saying. You know, I mean, and when I do attach negativity, I feel bad.
Well, you know, they say the most massive personalities are seared with scars. I feel that applies to me for sure, and I kind of am guessing that about you, that there's been some rotten fucking shit in your life that caused you to develop a you know, kind of a heroic spirit where you're not going to back down and you're going to keep fighting.
People been trying to tell me that they're the boss of me since I was 5 years old, and I've been telling them that they're wrong. Okay, that's all. That's me in a fucking nutshell. Okay, and it's an impossible way to go through life. I don't recommend it for anyone. But yeah. It's, you know, I couldn't do it any other way.
When I was a kid, I never took any music lessons. And when I was a kid, I would play the piano in my parents' house, and all the time, the only thing I would get would be, "Stop banging on that piano." That's what I would get. So I was one of these unlucky guys that was completely discouraged from music. My dad even told me, "Oh, you shouldn't do that. You know, that's not going to amount to anything." And he was right. It hasn't amounted to anything, but it certainly is a wonderful hobby. And so I've been saying, no, fuck you. I'm not going to tuck my shirt in. I'm not going to cut my hair. There's nothing wrong with the hippies. My dad, I can remember when I was 13 or 14, my dad says, "Yeah, marijuana causes aneurysms." It's like, what's an aneurysm, Dad? So I don't know. You know, these people, These people that we're fighting and these people we see on the TV and these people in the government and these people in our families, they're like the Pharisees and we're like Jesus. And we are peacefully approaching the Pharisees with truth, and they want to fucking nail us to the cross. And that seems to be the fucking world that we live in. I'm not complaining. I'm just trying to make it a little bit better.
Not me. I'm going to overthrow this motherfucking... I'm going to set this motherfucking world on fire. Okay? I'm tired of it. I'm tired of it. Okay? I don't want to just hide in my little corner. I want to set the motherfucking world on fire. And I want everybody to step up to fucking make the future the way we want it to be. Instead of this bullshit that they're fucking doling out to us like we're fucking waiting in a fucking bread line and here's your fucking slop for today. That's just a load of crap. We can have a fucking future that we want, and we don't have to take what it is they give us. We just have to fight for what it is. We have to fight for now. We have to fight for this moment. This is ours. And they're trying to fucking make it so it doesn't even exist.
Yeah, I mean, I agree. You're a real patriot. I respect you. I respect people like you that actually are committed, not just to personal freedom. That personal freedom is just it's like a standard we raise for ourselves, but we're setting an example for everybody else. It's like, hey, it's like, I'm Spartacus. I'm Spartacus. I'm Spartacus. You don't have to be a fucking slave. And so if you do it, your fucking neighbor might go, hey, Mike, do you have some of that marijuana? I haven't smoked marijuana in 42 years, Yeah, here you go. And, all of a sudden, people are standing up. People are able to see each other, like in the movie Avatar, I see you. Mm-hmm. How many people can you actually say you go through your day and you see each other? It's like, we're afraid of each other. I'm not afraid. I walk through the grocery stores in my stupid, stinky little town, and fucking for some reason, maybe I'm open or maybe I'm scarred or whatever. People just seem to be afraid of me, like, I don't know. But
they're afraid. It's not you. They're just afraid. It's how they live. I keep talking about, don't give in to the fear. They want us to be afraid. It's not supposed to be a continuous thing. It's supposed to be a momentary thing to get an immediate reaction to some kind of immediate danger. Fear is not supposed to be something that you walk around with every moment of every day. And unfortunately, that's what they're programming us to be at this moment.
Does Craig's dad watch your live stream?
I don't think so. He doesn't care for my politics. He's a nice guy. He takes us out to dinner on Christmas and for Craig's birthday, and I mean, he's a very nice guy, but he's a big Donald Trump supporter, and it's so strange, and he, at Christmas dinner, right, we're having this nice fucking steak dinner, and he starts talking about pollution, right? And pollution is a fucking major trigger thing for me, right? But I'm like, whatever, he starts talking about these ads that he saw on TV about these guys cleaning up the river, and some other ad that he saw about guys cleaning up the beach in like Bali or something, and I was like, those guys are just trying to make money, off of people who care about nature, just like the people who have the puppy sitting in the freezing cold, But he started talking about how, I don't see trash in my neighborhood. I don't see pollution anywhere. And he just started, and it just triggered everybody else at the table. Like, I mean, my friend Sam is just like, he's like, yeah, plastic was never invented. Plastic doesn't exist. I mean, he's arguing with him like an autistic guy, and Sam's like the most brilliant person you've ever met in your life, you know. And so it was really weird.
Huh. Wow. Yeah. I like you, Mike, and I know it's what is it, the 15th almost, but I would like you to have a good Christmas dinner and holidays with these people that surround you, and it's okay to as long as he doesn't squish your fucking spirit. If he's a guy like
nobody squishes my spirit. My spirit is unsquishable. If you haven't figured that out yet. My favorite story is Christmas dinner a couple years back. Right, he has a Chinese girlfriend. Craig's dad has a Chinese girlfriend, right? And she always comes to dinner with us, and she has lobster. You know, she likes lobster, and we all crowded in to take a picture a couple of Christmases ago, right? And I'm next to her with my arm around her, and she looks at me and she says, "You look like Thunder God." And I looked at her and I said, "Yes, I know. I hear that a lot, actually." and my friend's like, "What'd she say?" She said I look like Thunder God. And that's that's the truth. Okay, you guys see whatever it is that you see, but there's magic that lies underneath, and we can make happen what we want. We just have to move beyond these fucking labels, because Thunder God says so.
What sign are you, Mike?
Pisces.
Pisces. Okay. Well, I don't. If I was an astrologer, I'd be able to pin it down. But yeah, no, you're a good guy. And I didn't. I won't fuck with Craig's dad. Okay.
Yeah. I don't fuck with them because I don't argue with crazy people. I have a thing about not arguing with crazy people, and somebody who repeats everything he hears off of Fox News,
right,
and thinks Donald Trump may be the second coming is just not in their right mind.
Well, I'll leave you with a quote by Leonardo da Vinci. I gave Craig's dad a quote on your Facebook page. He posted I posted a little thing about the actual video of the drone strike that killed Soleimani. You've seen that video. I put that on your Facebook page, and then he posted underneath it as a comment some cartoon picture of Trump dancing, right? Uh-huh. Trump was doing some whoop-de-whoop dancey thing, and so I responded to his comment with a quote by Confucius, which is, "Never give a sword to a man who can't dance."
Yeah, you said that. I heard you say that quote the other day. I didn't know that was a Da Vinci quote.
No, that's Confucius.
Oh, okay.
But Da Vinci said there are three types of people: those who can see, those who can be taught to see, and those who cannot see. And I think that's a pretty accurate assessment of human consciousness. It's like we're not going to be able to teach everybody. Some people are so stuck and so ingrained, they're just going to have to come back and do it again and again and again until maybe some lifetime, 20 centuries from now, their magical mind might pop open like popcorn and they'll be able to see. But, I think you and I, we see, and there's lots of people that who can be taught to see, and there's other people you're just wasting your time on,
Well, Da Vinci was a brilliant man. There can be no question about that.
Yeah. Okay, Michael, I'll let you go, baby.
Okay, it's good to hear from you. Thanks a lot for calling.
Okay, bye.
See ya. All right, I got a clip for you guys. Let's see, what clip do I got here? I got a clip of Delta Airlines dropping fuel on like miles and miles of Los Angeles earlier today. So I'm going to play that clip for you because I want you to see that clip. Which one is that? That's clip 6. Okay.
We begin with that scare, and tonight the emergency response after a Delta passenger jet dumped fuel over children playing on a school playground as that jet was preparing for an emergency landing. Several children and adults have been treated after that troubling sight in the sky. You can see the fuel there streaming out of the passenger jet as it prepared for that emergency landing at nearby LAX airport. It turns out there were at least 3 schools in the path of that jet. Students and staff reporting tonight they could see, they could smell the fuel. First responders rushing to the scene, tending to the children where the fuel came down. Tonight, Delta Airlines now saying the plane was dumping fuel to get to a safe way to land the plane. But what is the protocol when you're flying over schools, over neighborhoods? ABC's Zachary Quiche on the scene in Los Angeles.
The Delta flight heading back to LAX to make an emergency landing just minutes after takeoff. In its wake, streams of jet fuel dumped on mile after mile of Los Angeles neighborhoods below.
At LAX, 777 was dumping fuel, so it's very possibly fuel that did drop on these people.
Jet fuel raining down in a mist. In its path, children playing outside on school playgrounds.
We did have fuel drop here. We can smell it. We have an unknown number of people exposed.
My friend said that it was raining, but like I didn't see any clouds. In the end, they told us that to go back to the clouds.
Within minutes, crews racing to treat at least 60 people, including about 20 children who suffered eye and skin irritation. Medics washing that toxic fuel off.
I got pretty nervous because I didn't know what was happening.
Flight 89 was bound for Shanghai when the pilots reported a compressor stall, a backfiring of the engine.
It's going to be a heavy inbound emergency to the inboard runway.
That jet, heavy with fuel, was still dumping fuel at 2,300 feet, below the FAA recommended level above 5,000 feet, where the fuel evaporates before it reaches the ground.
Usually you're going to want to dump fuel out over the water or over a sparsely populated area. If you're going to dump it on the way to the airport over a city, you really need to have an urgent reason to do so.
And Zachary Quiche reporting in from the scene tonight. And Zachary, any word on the children tonight, how they're doing?
David, fortunately, none of those children had to be taken to the hospital, but they did have to be decontaminated with soap and water. Officials will continue to monitor the air quality around here, but people around here have lots of questions. David?
Zachary Quiche leading us off tonight from L.A. Thank you, Zachary.
That should be not even an option, right? That should be some kind of computer safe system that says, yeah, we're, GPS says we're over a residential neighborhood. This is not an option. It won't happen. I just don't understand how how that's an option. I don't get that. That seems, imagine if somebody lit a match, right? I don't know what it's like, but I imagine, that could not be a good thing. Anyways, I thought you guys should see that because that is a fucked up situation and something I hadn't seen before. And I wonder how often that actually happens in California. Hello, caller.
Michael, this is Steve McClanahan.
Steve, how are you? Steve?
Michael, I'm doing great. I'm fucking up here doing great. I tell you what, we just seen the news footage of the actual airplane that dumped off a bunch of fossil fuels. I think it is currently. That's what it's termed. Not really sure. But, Michael.
Yes.
That was not our airplane. Our airplane is still in the air, Michael. We're flying to England. England. We're going to England. I'm telling you, we're going to be drinking some tea. We're going to drink some tea. We're going to have our pinkies out, and I'm telling you, everybody's angry all over the entire F-word planet. F-word planet. All over the goddamn fucking planet, Michael. I tell you what. And I just need a biscuit. I'm here with the band. The band they are amazing. I can't believe they gave me the time of day. That's what I think. I just can't believe that these people all the way across the world, you would think it's not real, but it is. It is actually real. We are here on the airplane flying to England because breaking fucking news, Michael. Everybody knows about this. I tried to get a ride with some news anchors that were out there covering the story. They had their private jets and all this shit. Sons of bitches. CNN, MSNBC, Mox News. Mox News was out there. Oh, Fox News. You know, nobody wants to fucking pick us up. Nobody wants to pick us up because we're doing it live. We're doing it live.
Because they're a bunch of prima donnas and they think that they're better than everybody else.
Fucking airplane, really covering the story, not getting. You want an interview with somebody on the plane? You don't want one. I don't have an interpreter. I mean, I have a friend. You know, I friended these people. They are so great. They are here currently on the airplane with me. We've been jamming it up. We didn't lose no gas. We still got gas in our airplane. We're going to England, Michael. We're going to fucking England. If you're listening currently right now, whether you like it or not, we're going to fucking England. And you need to be there. You need to tell your fucking friends.
Oh, I'm not going to England.
I'm telling you, shit's going to be.
I'm not going to England.
Off the fucking wall.
It's
off the wall in England. I'm telling you, breaking news. Prince Harry, he's getting a real job.
No one cares.
We are going there to exclusively interview the Queen. We're going to interview the Queen. We're going to ask her, like, how do you feel that your son's going to get a real job now in his life? Does he still have a bank account? Does he need to know how to figure out how to set up the bank account? Because, you know, we're concerned about his well-being. He's getting ready to get a real job in America. Sources say that he's coming to America to get a real job. Michael, is this am I flying over here to fucking England for no fucking reason? Is this
I thought you were going to
this
party
is the
with these
biggest
guys.
Story
I thought
ever.
you were with this Iranian band. I thought you were with an Iranian band that's going to play in England, and the Iranian guys, Iranian people, Iranian rock stars know how to party.
Too. Everyone here on the airplane's just like, oh my god, yes. You know, we're gonna get real jobs too. It's fucking sad.
Real job.
I mean, is he gonna get a real job? Is he actually gonna be able to get like a real job? I mean, do you want to fucking like work on a pig farm, Prince Harry? Do you want like to work in like a cockroach, motherfucking like dispensary where it's like a dispensary of cockroaches and all they do is feed and breed cockroaches and sell them? Do you want to work there, Prince Harry? You want to fucking actually work your way up, Prince Harry? You were in the military, Prince Harry. You're like you have such an amazing fucking history. You want to come over here to fucking America, Prince Harry? Come on over and get a real fucking job breaking your neck at McDonald's. How about that? Go work at McDonald's, you goddamn son of a bitch. Oh, did I just say son of a bitch? I mean, like, don't hate on me. I'm not talking about the Queen. I'm just talking about Prince Harry right now. I tell you what, this is brutal. It's brutally harsh, but Prince Harry, if you're listening, come on over to motherfucking America and get a job at McDonald's for like 2.5 fucking years and start a bank account and get an apartment and pay your electricity bill, and you and Megan don't have any fucking kids. I tell you what, don't fucking have any kids, Megan, because you're only going to get about $2,000 a month from the government, and
they're going to Canada. They're going to
$2,000.
They're going to Canada, Steve.
Having a kid.
They're going to Canada.
I don't recommend having children.
They're going to live in Canada.
$2,000 a month income tax. I don't think that's a good idea, ladies and gentlemen.
They're going to live in Canada, Steve.
They're going to live in fucking Canada?
Yeah.
They're going to live in Canada.
Yeah.
They're in Canada?
Yeah.
They're in Canada? Oh my fucking God. Why the fuck am I going to England then?
Oh, well, the Queen's in England. I thought you said you had an interview with the Queen.
Well, we have to get the exclusive interview with fucking Prince Harry and fucking Meghan, and then all of a sudden,
those people. Those people are horrible. They can't even stand the heat in the kitchen.
Fucking England, Michael.
That bitch married Harry, and then she's like, "Oh, I can't fucking handle the heat in the kitchen of being a fucking royal. We have to move to another country and get the fuck away from these people."
Yeah.
What a horrible bitch.
Gonna be a movie star, probably. I don't know. Everybody's gonna love her.
I couldn't care less.
Just like Jack Hanna, motherfuckers. Tell you what, best actor ever, Jack motherfucking Hanna. Shout out all the Jack Hanna fans out there here in the middle of the fucking goddamn, I don't know where the fuck I am. And I just hope we're gonna fucking make it there. I just want
Steve, you can do it. You'll make
glass of tea.
You'll make it, and you'll have as much tea as you want.
I just want one little fucking.
You'll have all. You know, I want a glass of tea too.
I just want a gherkin.
I keep going to the store,
one
and
gherkin,
I keep forgetting to get tea.
Fucking gherkin. If
and I really like to have a fucking
let
cup of tea.
everyone know #gherkin.
I just keep forgetting to get it.
News Radio.
Driving me insane.
I'm fucking tired of this shit, Michael.
I know.
I just want one gherkin, a biscuit, and a cup of tea. Fuck everyone.
I hear you.
This is bullshit.
So bullshit.
This is complete bullshit. I have to go. I hope this fucking plane is going where I'm going, because I swear to God, I
guarantee you that. I guarantee you that plane is going where you're going.
On the plane.
Steve, I guarantee you that that plane is going where you're going. I guarantee it.
Yeah, Michael. Well.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, you call me when you get there, okay?
Well, we're going.
Okay, you can do it.
Yeah, whatever, Michael. Goodbye. All right, band. You better play some motherfucking shit right now.
Want to hear some Iranian punk?
These people don't fucking believe this thing.
Oh, we can hear the plane engine, Steve. Steve hung up. Oh, I do have another clip. No, I don't. Oh, I played the fucking tiger clip. You want to see the fucking tiger clip? No, we played the fucking tiger clip. Fucking tiger! Fucking tiger! Fucking tiger. Used to be, this is what we used to live. There, is that tiger? No tiger. Ah, fucking tiger! Ah! Wait, is that tiger? No, I don't see a tiger. Ah! Fucking wolf. Their wolf. Their wolf. That's all the clips I have. No, I have another clip. Okay. I have, hold on. Here, this is why you have to get the flu shot. Because it doesn't fucking work. They don't know what the fuck they're doing.
In HealthWorks, there is more bad news about the flu. The nation's top specialist on infectious diseases says the main strain of flu circulating right now isn't a good match with this year's flu shot. The director of the National Institute of Allergy and Infectious Diseases says children are particularly vulnerable to the strain called influenza B Victoria. The CDC says if your child is exposed to that strain of the flu, there's just a 58% chance their flu shot will be well matched to protect against it. However, even if your child does get sick, doctors say the flu shot could help protect them from developing life-threatening complications. And the shot will likely prevent infection with the other major strain of the flu that's circulating right now.
So let's see. Anybody else want to call? I'm out of clips. I thought that was a good clip because, again, they pushed this flu shot. If you don't get the flu shot, you're gonna die. The flu is the worst it's ever been in years. Everybody's dying from the flu, and if you need to get your flu shot now, everybody's got to get a flu shot. Get a flu shot. Oh, we picked the wrong strain of flu for the flu shot this year, so I guess it was not gonna work like we said it would. I hate fucking big pharma, and just eat cannabis. You're not eating enough fucking marijuana. How many goddamn times do I gotta tell you? Eat more fucking marijuana. We're clear on that now? Fucking tiger, fucking flu shot. Fucking dumping fuel, fucking driving high, fucking domestic terrorist, fucking cyber attack. I guess we're good. You guys good? That wolf looks pretty good. He's like, I'm good. I'm good, dude. I'm good. All right. So, thanks so much for tuning in. I'm going to go render the debate and upload it to some obscure Mox News page and see if it fucking gets a copyright strike. And if it doesn't, then I'll upload it to this page. Maybe. Or maybe you should just go sign up for all the obscure Mox News pages, which are on the front page of this YouTube page. Be sure and subscribe to this YouTube page. Be sure and hit the notifications button so you know when we actually go live, or there's a new video for you to watch, or the debate is happening, whatever it is. You never know what's going to be next on Mox News. But thanks so much for tuning in. It's always better when you're here. It would be completely meaningless without you. Please like this stream so other people know that it's worthy of their time. And I guess we'll talk again soon. We're doing the show every Monday through Friday at 7 p.m. Pacific, right? Same Mox time, same Mox channel, Monday through Friday, 7 p.m. Pacific. Please tune in, because it's completely meaningless without you. If you're not here, what's the point, right? So, thanks to all the callers, thanks to all the watchers, and thanks to all the Mox News supporters for making sure that Mox News is here in 2020 and hopefully long beyond. Okay? Stay cool. One of these days, this war is going to end. It's going to take us all coming together to make that happen, because the Democrats and the Republicans sure the hell ain't going to do it. You know what I'm saying? Stay cool till then.
No matter which mouth you feed on a two-headed snake, It still shits the same turd. But lucky for you, you have Mox News. More than 10 years. More than 60,000 videos. Mox News has been filtering the nonsense and illuminating the bullshit from your mainstream media. Turn off your TV and turn on to Mox News. For over a decade, documenting the socio-political events that have etched and carved the pathways that define today's modern mess, Mox News has been providing clarity while faithfully bringing you today's relevant stories 100% commercial-free and subscription-free. And just like Lady Liberty vows to remain free. But at this time, we're asking you for your help, your patronage, and your support to keep the lights on and the videos rolling. For less than 17 cents per day, you can become a basic subscriber, knowing that your donation is truly making a difference that will help continue bringing the news stories that make a difference in your life. Turn on, tune in, and drop a couple dimes today by clicking the link below or visiting moxnews.com and show your support at any level. From a single one-time donation or dedicated monthly subscriber, do it now in less than 2 minutes. All donations are safe, securely processed, and verified using PayPal, Visa, MasterCard, American Express, or Discover Card. As always, we're sure you'll find something of interest each and every day. This holiday season, give the gift of Mox. moxnews.com.